Hi everyone, back at here with another video. So in this video we'll be talking about three large blue macaws. The Hyacinth, the Lears, and the Glaucous macaw. I hope I'm saying that one right. So these three macaws, they are beautiful blue color, and each one is beautiful in their own way. However, one of them hasn't been seen in the wild for over 20 years and is possibly extinct. But we don't know that. But however, let's get started with the Hyacinth macaw. So this is the largest macaw species to roam the skies at the moment. They are only found in three isolated groups. One in Brazil, one in Bolivia, and one in Paraguay, northern Paraguay. So these birds are, they're quite endangered in the wild. There are only 11,000 mature individuals left in the wild, making them extremely rare in the wild as well as in captivity. And they are extremely rare in captivity because here in South Africa, they can cost as much as a house. So if you have the money, you can get a pair. But yeah, they're very expensive. So when I say they are the largest at the moment, they really are the largest. These guys reach over 100 centimeters from head to tail tip. They are a beautiful dark purplish blue color with small yellow skin patches around their eyes and next to their beaks. Now their beak is huge. It's big. And unlike a couple of the other macaws, it is a monotone color. So it is only black. And they have those dark brown eyes that are accentuated by those yellow rings around their eyes. They are extremely gorgeous. And also, just like other big macaws, they can live up to 60 years, even over 60 years. So once again, they are a generational pastime bird. So with these birds' huge beak, they actually have the strongest bite out of any macaw in the world. They can produce over 700 pounds per square inch of bite force, which is enough in a single bite, sorry about that one, to break open some of the hardest shells and husks in the world. The coconut husk and the macadamia nut shell. I don't know if you've ever tried to do this. Other people have other ways of doing it. However, the only way I've ever been able to do it is with a hammer. So yeah, they are extremely hard to do. But these guys are able to break through it like it is nothing. So I have had the great honor of trying to breed these birds here in captivity in South Africa. They are extremely hard to breed. I got close in my last facility, but due to some issues, wasn't really listened to. So I never really got past the eggs, as none of the eggs were fertile. I did try to breed them on the same macaw diet as I have with all my other big macaws, but with extra nuts and, believe it or not, dog biscuits to add that extra bit of protein, and even coconut. That's the only way I was able to get eggs, but I never got them actually breeding. So it's one of the birds I would love to try for again in the future, but gotta win the lottery to actually do that one down, yeah? So the next one is one of the smaller cousins to the Hyacinth, the Lears. So these guys are, like I said, related to the Hyacinth and the Glaucous. However, they are smaller. They are only 75 centimeters from head to tail tip. So they're quite a bit smaller than Hyacinth. These macaws are only confined to, I hope I can get this right, the Rasonda Catarina Plateau in northeast Baja, Brazil. I really hope I got that name correct. And there are only 1,000 mature individuals left in the wild, which is a real heartbreak. However, is a good sign. So, thanks to zoos and private breeders who are involved in the breeding programs, these birds' numbers are actually increasing. So these guys should be around for the next generation to see, which is amazing that this has been happening. And yes, thanks to these numbers, they are also extremely rare in captivity. I know of one man here in South Africa who has them. And I'm actually quite curious. I would love to see these birds. So, just like the hyacinth, they are blue color. However, they have a green, more of a greenish wash to their blue head, and it's actually something to see. They're not as darker blue as the hyacinth. So, the blue to the green bluish color mixes in also like just down into the chest area. So it's literally just from the head into the like the top layer of the chest. And just like the others, they got the big black beak, and they got the yellow skin, the yellow eye ring, and the yellow bare patch next to the beak, also with dark brown eyes. I can't say very much on these birds, as I don't know what other people are using for them, but they are gorgeous. So the next one is probably one of the more heartbreaking, the giant blues. So this is the Glaucous. This macaw could be extinct. It could be. The reason why I say that is I'll get into that now further later in this video. Yeah. So these birds have been kept in captivity, but all the way back in the early 1900s. The last one died in Buenos Aires Zoo in 1938. On the outbreak of World War II, the last specimen died. The only thing we actually really know about these birds is their potential range, and well, we can kind of guess their potential range actually, because we don't even really know. And that would have been down to from Brazil down to Argentina. We don't know anywhere else. They're like in that range. Because back then records weren't really kept as thoroughly as they are nowadays with certain people in certain facilities. And the only other thing we know about these guys is from the taxidermy specimens in museums around the world. And that's the coloration of these birds. These birds had more of a greenish blue color to their underparts with a dark grayish brown to the neck, which also washed onto the cheeks and upper breast area. So the throat would be a bit browner, that would go into the cheek and down into the chest. And we know that they had the black beak also, and also the yellow skin patches around the eye and the beak. And they had brown eyes as well. However, even though these birds may be extinct, a lot of people have been seeing them throughout their old range in the wild. So there is a big possibility that these birds are still alive. And we can only hope, because with everything that's going on in the world, we need some light to it. However, I hope you guys enjoyed the big macaws. I'm going to be going into the small macaws next, the small and mediums. I will be starting off with the bigger of the small macaws, as well as one of the rarest macaws in the world that has just been brought back into nature, thanks to the efforts of a breeding facility. However, hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I'll see you guys on the next one.